Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Dynamics 365 webinar for November 9th, 2016, presented by Interdyne Artists. Before we get started, I want to make sure that our audio and visual things are working okay. So, real quick check, is there anybody having a problem seeing the screen or hearing the audio? Jonathan, how do things look?
I can see your screen. The audio is a bit choppy, but maybe that's just on my side.
Okay. So our time today, we're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to jump right into talking about Microsoft Dynamics 365. And today we're looking at the Business Edition, financials specifically. So we'll tell you what it is, what it does, and then we're going to spend most of our time doing a live demonstration of some of the coolest parts of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Edition. And then we will end with a Q&A and also talk about pricing. My name is George Delp. I'm the sales manager here at Interdyne Artists. I got my start after college with the Big Five, and I've been working in the Microsoft Dynamics space for the last 15 years. Lots of different products, Great Plains, Solomon, Navision, CRM, you name it. I've been there. Joining me today, and the one who's going to be doing the demo part of the demo, is Jonathan Kroll. He's one of our account executives, and he's a Dynamics 365 solution specialist. He helps our prospects and customers solve problems, so I like to call him the problem solver. Also joining us this afternoon is Brian Dern, and he's one of our implementation consultants. Those are the guys who help you convert your data, who do the training, those types of things. And again, he's got a wide range of Dynamics experience, including with 365. He's a real curious guy. He's always learning new things. That's what I like about him. So Microsoft Dynamics 365. Before we jump into the next slide, I want to throw out a factoid real quick. 40% of a worker's productive time is lost when switching tasks. This costs the global economy $450 billion per year. And this is from the American Psychological Association. Now, what do we mean by switching tasks? What we mean, and I'm hoping a lot of you can relate to this, you get an email, you have some information, you need to react. You have to then switch to another application. Maybe it's an email from a prospect that wants to place an order for one of your products. So then you have to switch over to your accounting application. You have to manually start typing in the contact's information. You then have to create an invoice, and it shocks me how many people still do this today, but maybe you then have to print and save it as a PDF. Then you have to go back to your Outlook and create another email, and then you have to go file, attach, and poke around on your directory structure to attach that invoice or that quote and send it out. That's what we mean by lost time switching tasks, and it happens all the time. Email and the accounting system are a great example, and it's something that's going to be a theme for the rest of our presentation today. So just think about that as we go through the demo later. Now, what Microsoft Dynamics 365 does is it takes those two environments and it melds them together. So the productivity tools, the aforementioned email, and then on the right side of the screen, you'll see our business processes. That's an accounting system. With Dynamics 365, we merge those into one system, and that's what we're going to show you today. The chance and opportunity to increase productivity is really pretty great. So what is Dynamics 365? It's Microsoft's first cloud accounting offering. It has two editions. There's the Business Edition, which is what we're looking at today, which is ideal for companies, you know, guideline, but 1 to 250 employees. There's also the Enterprise Edition, and that is geared for larger multinational type organizations. So the Business Edition is what I predict we'll be doing a whole lot of business with over the next year. But it really is, like we said, a reinvention of the way that accounting and productivity software work together. Now, Microsoft Dynamics 365, it's a multi-platform solution. It can run on your desktop, either via a web browser or an app, a Windows app even. There's tablet apps. And so you're not just accessing this through a web browser on your tablet. There's actual apps that are engineered and tailored for each environment, whether it's your Android or your Apple or even your Microsoft tablet. And there's also phone apps just the same. So like I said, we have full support for the Microsoft Windows and Android platforms. Now, capabilities. What does Microsoft Dynamics 365 do? And again, we're talking about the financials module today. So of course, it does financial management. That's your general ledger, your receivables, your payables, your cash management, writing checks, tracking your fixed assets. It also has an inventory management module. That's, of course, where you record your inventory stock. You can handle returns, cancellations, drop ships, those types of things. The sales module. And this is not, don't confuse this with the CR or the 365 sales module, which is CRM. This is the sales within the financials module. I know it can get a little confusing, but this is where you do your invoicing, your quoting, your order management, as well as maintain the customer records. And then on the other side, or the flip side, we have the purchasing, which is where you do your vendor management, manage POs, requisitions, things like that. Then we also have project management. That is jobs. So you can set up projects, you can set up tasks on a project, you can set up budgets, you can enter time and expenses, and there's some resource management capabilities as well. And the one thing you'll notice that we didn't mention here, we don't have a manufacturing module. If you do need manufacturing, you probably need to look at the enterprise version. So I just want to point you out, we can do a lot here, but manufacturing is the one thing we really don't have. There's also a lot of cool stuff. Workflow is what I'll start out with. It's like if-then statements, and it's very popular these days. It helps you manage by exception. You know, if somebody enters a new customer or vendor record, maybe you need to have someone else approve that. You can send a workflow off to do that. If there's any logic behind an if-then scenario, you can generally create it in a workflow. There's also document capture and OCR, which is optical character recognition capabilities. So as you'll see, as we'll show you later, how you can scan a document. You can also send it off to a service that's actually provided by Lexmark, but it's integrated right into 365, that will read the invoice and then automatically enter it for you. And it's not, I mean, OCR is not perfect, especially not out of the box, but this is a learning OCR service. So if it makes a mistake, you teach it, and it won't make the same mistake twice. There's integration with Outlook. I'll just mention that. That's going to be the highlight of Jonathan's show later. There's PayPal integration out of the box, make it easy for people to pay you. Power BI, which is Microsoft's new business intelligence tool, can be embedded right within the application. And then there's extensions. You know, we all have smartphones these days and we download apps. Well, extensions are apps for Dynamics 365, and Microsoft has a new app store called AppSource, and you can go there, just Google or Bing, AppSource, and filter it for Dynamics 365, and you'll see what types of extensions are available. And these include things like full-blown e-commerce sites that are integrated to smaller things like maybe data import tools and credit card processing, things like that. So before we switch over to the live demo, I want to double check and see if we have any questions. And I think that we are good to go. So I'm going to turn it over to Jonathan, and we are going to take a look at a live version of Dynamics 365.
Excellent. Thank you for the introduction and the orientation to the solution, George. So again, I will go ahead and get us rolling with this live demo. And I do have a demo agenda. We're going to take this step by step. Got some really neat things that I want to show everyone today. So first off, the idea of connecting your business. Now, you alluded to this before, that loss of productivity. 40% is a lot. What is that, $450 billion? It's not a small number. So we're going to take a look at the Outlook integration as well as the smartphone access. So we'll just jump right over to my demo environment. I'm going to start right here in Outlook. So let's say I just happen to be working here. I'm answering some emails, and I see that I have an email coming in from a customer, and I can scroll down and see that I already sent a quote out for some chairs, and scroll up, says, okay, the quote looks great. We're ready to place an order. But they do have a note. They want to make sure that this gets shipped to the corporate address. Is One Liveliness Way. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click down, so it's going to give me these options. Financials is Dynamics 365 for Financials. This is a plugin that sits right here in Outlook. It's going to go over and retrieve the data from Financials and bring it right here into this window. So I know this is coming from Jonathan, so I want to go ahead and click on this box, and it's going to go and retrieve some additional information. So I can see the details of this account. I can also see, what are their age accounts receivable. They don't have anything overdue right now, so I can feel comfortable to go ahead and place an order for these guys. And I also can see that they already have something that's been posted for sales shipment and invoicing. So let's go ahead and click on this one quote that we already have open. Here, retrieve that. So again, it brings it right here to Outlook. I don't have to go anywhere to find it. Now, I can sit here and review the information and make sure that it's correct, and I know that there was one thing that was mentioned in the email. We need to make sure that we change the shipping address for this. So let's scroll all the way down to shipping, and I need to click edit just to make sure that I can make edits to this. So the ship to address, I'm going to click down here, alternate shipping address. It's going to go and bring what's in the system. I see that their secondary address is the corporate headquarters. I'll go ahead and click that, and it populates the data for me. It's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and scroll back up. We kick this a little ellipsis. This is show more options. So if I needed to email this back to the customer to get their verification that I've updated the shipping address, I can do that. Or I can go ahead and make this into an order right here in the email as well. But yes, I do want to make this an order. So again, I can verify all the details are correct. Scrolling down, yes, it did save all the information that we need. Go ahead and click the ellipsis again. And this is going to give me the ability to, I can just send the email confirmation from here, or I can post and send this. So I want to go ahead and do the shipping statement and invoice this and be able to send it right back to the customer. We'll go ahead and click OK. It's going to work in the background. It's actually going to go ahead and create an email for me with the invoice attached, the shipment attached. I've got all the data in here. George mentioned the integration with PayPal. If they want to be able to just click this and make that payment, it's as simple as that. All I got to do is hit send, and it's off. And we just converted a quote into an order. We created an invoice and a shipping statement all right here within Outlook. Really, really nice stuff here. Now, the other piece of this puzzle was the ability to have smartphone access. So I actually have the ability to show my smartphone. I'll bring that right over here and center it. So this is actually the home screen for Dynamics 365 for Financials. You conveniently see that right there at the top. So it looks familiar. You have all the tiles with your sales and your purchases, payments. This is a really neat feature you see in the middle, that you can actually take a picture right here from your phone and be able to have incoming documents saved that you can then access in the web client. Scrolling all the way down, you have all of these same access that you do in the web version. Now I'll simply scroll to the right, and the next piece of this is going to be the KPIs. So again, I have the ability to look at all the key performance indicators about my business. I can monitor favorite accounts on my phone, have a trial balance built right in. I can see the report inbox, and we'll actually cover this here in a little bit later as well in more detail, but this is just where you can schedule reports to show up at what frequency that you desire. Keep scrolling over to the right, so this is the ability to quick add new quotes and orders and invoices, purchase orders. I can scroll down and process payments, and we can even take a look at financial statements right here on our phone. So, let's just look at a statement of cash. We'll do it for the first half of the year. I want to see how everything's been looking here. So let's get the date typed in correctly. I click send to. I send this to Excel. Click the check mark. Even though I don't have Excel on my phone, I can still actually send this to Numbers, which is the Apple version of a spreadsheet. Hit OK. Go ahead and pull this up here. So again, this is demo data, so it doesn't have a whole lot generating this, but as you see, I literally have a cash flow statement on my phone that I generated that fast, that easy to do, and I can jump right back to my financial solution. So this application is really nice. You can download it on phones and tablets. and any operating system as well. So really, really cool stuff. Let's go ahead and jump back to our PowerPoint, and let's keep this demo agenda rolling. And let me actually take my phone out of the way before anybody emails or texts me anything that I'm not supposed to get. So the next step. So we're going to want to be able to make better decisions with our business. And what we mean by that is, again, being able to schedule reports that I want to see and have them show up when I want to see them. And also the ability to manipulate a financial statement. We're going to take a look at how easy that is to do also. Let's jump back over to our environment. So again, this is the home page that we looked at on the mobile app. Looks very similar as what you see in the web client. So we'll scroll down to our report inbox. You see I already have 2 reports that have showed up for me today, but let's go generate a new one. We'll go to the job queue entries screen. So again, these are a list of all the ones that I've already got to take place. So let's create a new one. We want to go through, yes, we want it to run a report. We'll click on the ellipsis and go choose what specific report we want to be able to run. And let's just pick one out of here. Check value posting seems like a good one to me. And I can actually add additional parameters to this report as it runs. I can also choose the output of the report. At the bottom, I can choose the recurrence. So whether I want this to happen every day, just Wednesdays, I can even do it on weekends if I'm an owner that wants to have that visibility into my company. You can definitely do that. You can also add in the times that you want the report to start running, stop running, and the amount of time between the runs itself. Let's go ahead and X out of here. You don't have to worry about saving in this system. It auto saves as you're working, but you will notice if I highlight the queue at the very bottom, it will say that it's on hold and it's not currently scheduled. It's easy to fix. We'll just hit status to ready. It is ready to rock and roll. So let's exit out of here. We will refresh our page and see if that report is going to run for us in the background. Go back down to the bottom, and there it is. And this will now show up every Wednesday unless I go in the system and actually tell it to stop running that on Wednesdays or change the date that I want it to show up. Now, the other piece of the make better decisions, we want to be able to manipulate these financial statements and show the information that we want to see. So let's just take a look at a balance sheet, get an idea of the setup that's out of the box. So we'll send that to PDF. So it's really quick. It processes in no time, and I have this balance sheet in front of me already. You know, this is kind of bland. I'd like to have a little bit more details on this. So let's go back and click down here, and this is going to show the modules of the financial system. Click on Finance, and within Dynamics 365 for Financials, your financial statements are called account schedules. So it's a little bit of a different nomenclature, but it won't be hard for you to get used to. And we can go ahead and click on Balance Sheet. And what we want to do is edit this financial statement. So it'll bring me up to this new form. So we'll go ahead and start adding in columns. We'll call this the current year. Everything else in this line looks good. So we'll go down to the next. I want to change this to a balance at date and the comparison date formula. Now, I would like to see the comparison between these two, so go ahead and put another column in here, variance. Let's take a look at the different column types that we have. Now, because it's a variance, I'm actually going to enter a formula, but you have these other options to you as well. We'll choose formula, go in and type that formula. Voila. Exit out of this. We'll go ahead and run this. Send it back to PDF and take a look at our new balance sheet. And here you have current year, past year, and the variance between the two. So again, it quickly runs, saves that data in the system, minimal effort, and I now have this more detailed balance sheet. All right, let's go look at our demo agenda again. So the ability to start and grow easily. Dynamics 365 is intended to be a solution that doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get up and running and get using. So let's take a look at how to set up a new company and then import some data into that company. Jump back over to Dynamics 365. Get back to the home page. All you have to do is click the house button, and here we are. So there's many ways that you can get into the new company setup screen, one of which will be to click on the gear, go to My Settings, and it shows that we're currently in company Cronus US. If I click the arrow, it brings me to this list, and it's going to have the companies that have already been set up. But all I want to do right now is create a new company, and it's going to go ahead and open this setup wizard for us. We can just go ahead and start entering in the details as we desire. And I can even say I want to go ahead and have some data put in here, or I can say I don't want any data at this moment in time, and then click Next and Finish, and it is literally that easy. But we won't worry about going through the process there just right now. Now, once you have your company set up, you want to be able to put your business data into the solution. But how easy is that to do? Let's go ahead and look at the assisted setup here. And you can see Migrate Business Data is the first one on the list. You simply click that. And I've already run this before, so it will say that I have done it. Do I want to do it again? For the purpose of this, we'll take yes. So it's going to give you options, whether you want to import your data from Excel. There are some out-of-the-box tools, as George mentioned earlier, those extensions. So you have one from QuickBooks. You have it with Dynamics GP as well. But we're going to use the import from Excel for now. Go ahead and go to Next. You can download a template. I have already populated a template for the purposes of this. And so again, it's simple Excel. You have GL accounts, customers, vendors, items, the ability to import all of those. You also have the ability to change the settings on here. You can do custom templates to mirror these imports. Something that you're going to do often. You can create these templates to make that easier. Go to Next. Once you've saved the data in that template, you just go and find it. The one I just showed you a moment ago. And I go retrieve that. It recognizes that was customer data. And I simply click Next. But again, I've already done this today, so I got the error there. But essentially, you would click Next and then go to Finish, and then your data migration will have already taken place. Again, very simple to do, and something that you could essentially do on your own. But we are more than happy to help you with that. That is the value that we can add. Let's go back to our agenda. I wanted to show some tips and tricks. We've been using the system for a little while now. We've come across some things that are nice to know. Once you find them out, it's like, man, I wish I would have known that when I first got into the system. So I wanted to deliver that to you folks at home today. So we're going to show you the difference between the suite user experience and the basic user experience, and then the quick search tool, the role center. There's also a little functionality called the screen overlay. So again, we'll hop back over to financials, and the first thing on our list was that suite experience. So if you've already gotten a preview of financials, you may wonder, I don't have all of these other modules available to me. What's going on? Do I have a different environment? You don't. You just haven't set up the right user experience. So if you go to company settings and scroll down with the user experience here, it's automatically going to put you as basic. You simply click suite. You'll have to log out and log back in for the changes to take place. But it's as easy as that. You'll get a lot more functionality out of the system. You'll just start seeing more things. The quick search function, this is a way that, again, you can get used to the solution without having to do a whole lot of poking around and quickly search for things. So if you go to the top right, this light bulb and document, it's going to bring up the search bar, and I can just start typing in, and it's going to go and retrieve the search results as I type. So again, a really nice way to find things that you don't know where they are. And if you notice the department over here, it shows the actual steps to take to get to this if you were to click through the actual solution itself. And to keep the tips and tricks rolling, so the role center. Now, you may have noticed when I was looking at the company right above it was the role center, and I'm currently set up as a business manager. We can do the same and click this arrow, and it's going to go and show all the available role centers, and you can assign these to your users and make it specific to what you want them to be able to see, and it's going to help tailor the experience to them so that they have the modules and the functionality that they need to use on a daily basis, but they don't see all the other clutter to confuse them as they're getting used to the solution. So this is some really nice out-of-the-box stuff here. And then I mentioned a screen overlay. So as you dive deeper into the solution, you're clicking on different items, you're moving on through, and then you think to yourself, man, I don't remember where I was just at. How do I get there? Yeah, you can click the X, or you can actually use this gray area on the side and simply click that, and it's going to back you out through those screens as you entered into them. So again, it's just a quick way to be able to navigate through the system, something that I wanted to share with everybody. Now that's what we had for the demo agenda. George, I'll let you take it away to talk about some pricing.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Great job. So pricing and how to buy. It's pretty simple, really. It's $40 per user per month. At least that's what it is today. There's going to be some additional modules coming out in the spring that are CRM related. Those will also be $40 each per month. But if you want to get more than one module, you can get all the modules for $50 per user per month. So as you can see, it's either you get one or you get them all, and your two choices will be 40 or 50. That 50 will also get you access to Power Apps, which we could do a whole webinar on that. You can download it on your phone if you just want to check it out. It's basically, it lets you quickly create apps that can connect to the Dynamics 365 data or other data sources. So it's an easy way to create custom little apps. It's pretty cool. Then we also have these $5 business team members. So what do they do? The question might be more, what can't they do? So the $40 users can read, write, edit, delete, all that. They can do anything to everything. The team member users can read only on everything, as you can see, like financial management, purchasing, and such. They just have the, they don't have the edit rights. But they can update existing records, and they can also do things like approve workflows or update their personal information or enter time. So it's a great way to extend the power of Dynamics 365 to others in your organization without having to, pony up that full user price, which probably wouldn't make a lot of sense. This information is available on our website if you want to see it. I have the same chart on our website, so that's www.interdynartist.com. How do you buy Dynamics 365? You may be like, this is great, I need it now. Well, give us a call. And if you aren't sure, give us a call as well, because we can set you up with a free trial. We also provide services like training and help you with data conversion, like Jonathan showed you earlier, and ongoing support. So, that's what we do. We sell it, and we help you implement it, and we provide ongoing support for as long as you need it. Now, if you do want to contact us, here's our information. Like I said, www.interdynartist.com or info@interdynartist.com. And our phone number is 704-846-6750. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to see if we have any questions. And it looks like we do. So, Jonathan, I got a couple of questions here. The first one is the iPhone app free?
That's a good question. It is free. You don't have to pay any extra. You can actually go to the App Store on your phone or tablet right now and search for it and find it and download it.
Okay. Awesome. The next question is, do you need Office 365 for all of that integration stuff you showed earlier to work?
Again, another good question. So, yes, to be able to do the integration between Outlook and Dynamics 365 for financials, it is required to have Office 365. If you simply want to use the application of financials, you can obviously have a local install of Exchange and Outlook, and it will you can still use the financials just fine, but you don't have that integration between the two without Office 365.
Okay, and then we got another one here. I want to give my CPA access. Do I have to buy a separate license for them?
So actually, no. You get one accountant's license that you can use with your environment, so your CPA will love you for that.
Okay, that's a pretty nice feature. Actually, I think that's the first Dynamics product to offer free CPA licenses like that. And we have one more. So it says that all looks great, but we're a manufacturer. I didn't see anything for manufacturing in what you showed. So does Dynamics 365 offer any manufacturing capabilities?
Not currently, and there's no real plans for it to be available anytime soon. However, there are several other Dynamics solutions with Microsoft that do offer manufacturing, and we actually work with those solutions, and we'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you to understand your needs and try to point you in the right direction of what solution would fit that best.
So you're thinking things like GP or NAV, which we do sell and implement, and all of that good stuff would probably be good for a manufacturer then.
Exactly.
Okay. And I think that's it on the questions. So again, we appreciate everybody's time this afternoon. We're going to put it up on our YouTube channel so you can share it with your friends. And again, thank you and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.